Hello and welcome to another new arrivals. Let's start this time with a very generous gift that I got from Tools on Instagram. He contacted me and wanted help with getting a rare bottle opener over here from Sweden. And as a thanks, he sent me some items. And we can start with these Crescent wrenches. These three regular ones, they're old stock USA made ones. And these two are 8-inch, and I guess this one is the older one. Not that I need more Crescent wrenches, but it was really appreciated because I didn't have any actual Crescent brand wrenches in my collection, just Baco and other European and Japanese brands. So it's really cool to have some real Crescent wrenches also. And this one is not old and USA made, it's instead the slide adjust one that I think just is a really interesting design. I don't know if I would call it very useful. It's not as bad as it looks. It really can squeeze quite a bit, and it holds on its own, but it's quite big and bulky and heavy for just an 8-inch or so. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it still, but it's a fun idea. It's a fun thing. And continuing with the USA items, he also sent some Armstrong Tools, which I think is really great because Armstrong was recently killed off as a brand. So these are some of the last ones probably that was sold. We have a 10mm wrench for the collection. We have a 1/4-inch ratchet, a round head one. Really nice, a dark chrome finish. And also this fun little ratcheting stubby. It's a bit holder directly, so it's hard to demo without some kind of bit, and it's a roll gear clutch, so it's a 0 back drag and 0 teeth count thing. Really cool, I think, and compact because of the that it doesn't have a shaft, that it's just a bit receiver directly in the handle. So really cool little item. And continuing on with what I said, I can go to the Vera Finland limited edition set. And of course it's cool with the limited edition, but I also must say that I think this is a really good set. Bottle opener is just a bottle opener, of course. They have thought about some better sizes to include in a set instead of the regular lots of sizes of slotted and 2 Phillips. There's 2 Torx, 2 posi drive. Well, that's mostly only usable for Europeans, but since it is a Finnish set, it's right. 2 Phillips, and instead of lots of slotted, just a single slotted. So it's a much better set, I would say. This would be a good homeowners set here in Europe. And of course the bottle opener that is from this set only. And continuing on, he also included lots of stuff. The Filo Ergonic stainless set. And again, this is a better thought out set than most. 2 Torx sizes, 2 Phillips sizes and 2 slotted sizes. And apart from the cool light blue color of the handles, as I said, these are stainless, so you can see it, the shafts have a different finish on them than regular. And yeah, it's a really nice set. I like the Filo Ergonic. I wish they did away with the hanging hole, but other than that, it's a really comfortable handle, I think. In this size especially. The smaller ones are good too, though. And another thing, another bottle opener he included. He's a bottle opener collector, so I guess this was one he had over, and it's really cool. It's the Orbis wheel, bolt design, or not bolt, nut design, bottle opener with a Orbis Pliers handle. Cool design, I think, really neat. And then he included also some Phillips #2 stubbies. I start with the channel lock, acetate handle made in USA. Square design with the rounded corners. It's a neat stubby, I think. The Tecton from the new USA made line. Really big for being a stubby, I think. But really grippy design. I imagine you can get quite a lot of torque with this. And then the Klein. The regular design in a stubby form. I already had this one, but it's rare over here, so it's always neat to have another one. So all that he sent, it's amazing the amount of tools I got in that box. So from that over to things I have bought myself recently. We can start with this Filo T-Handle with 1/2-inch square recipient, no, bit socket holder. So I can't imagine there's many use cases where you need 1/2-inch square in a T-handle, but I thought it was neat and nice to have. And another thing, recent addition to the collection, a KS Tools Phillips #2 stubby. I think this design is a bit too, how to say, sharp in the corners. It's not comfortable at all, but it's another addition to the collection. And the stall wheel 21mm number 14 wrench. 21mm is an odd size, but I need to complete the wrench holder, so I got this size also. And more holder fillers. 2 long sockets that I didn't have. 15mm deep quarter-inch in a Vera. And 4.5mm deep quarter-inch from Ghidorah Red. That was the best option I found. I didn't want to buy an expensive one since it's not really a size that will be used. It's just to complete the set. And also seems decent enough. Then we have this Baco relay puller. So it's made for pulling relays and larger bulbs, I can imagine it would work for. It has 2 size settings. Just a cheap thing that popped up on eBay, so I grabbed it. And then I got some Saltus new old stock tools. Can start with this combination pliers. it has quite a lot of storage marks, and it's this miscolored and worn, but it was really cheap. It's a new old stock. And cool green handles, and another Saltus new old stock pliers. This insulated round nose with these old style dipped insulated handles. Thought it was neat. And another 10mm wrench, an open, or rather a flare nut ratcheting. So you can ratchet it and also open it and spin it freely to set it in for removal. Nothing I really needed, but it was a neat design and something for the 10mm wrench collection. And lastly, strangely enough, the reason that I ordered these Saltus new old stock items, Stubbies, and from the handle we can see that these are made by Witte. So it was a pair of them, the Phillips and the Posi-Drive. I only wanted one, but they were sold in pairs, so I got them both. Really cool in this green color, I think. So that was the new stuff. And on to some used stuff. And almost all of these came from 2 eBay lots that I bought. One was random tools and one was random sockets. We can start with this Lindström center cutter with exchangeable cutters. I have a pair of exchange cutters for these, but I don't think I will put them in this pair, but it's a neat item. It was much more rusty when I got it. I cleaned it up. Continuing on, we have this Matador, made in West Germany, oil plug wrench. Unfortunately, it has been cut off there, but otherwise it's in decent condition. So a neat item. And this was the thing that caught my eye among all those rusty tools that made me get this. It's the Berg. It's a slip joint plier, although it's not the modern design of slip joints. It's more of a purely gripping plier, but it's a 6-inch of this kind of style. I had the 8-inch since previously, so I wanted this other size. It's a bit worn, but still working and no obvious damage, so good addition. A Baco number 70, 6-inch adjustable wrench. Nothing special, I have tons of these, but another one in the collection. This one was interesting. It's water pump pliers in I would guess something like 8-inch or slightly less, 180 centimeters perhaps, millimeters, 18 centimeters one. It has made in Germany, and it was a brand I didn't know of before. Skillfo, I read it as. Don't know anything about that brand yet, so it's also interesting find. Some more Swedish pliers. Berg end pincers with quite a bit of wear on the cutters. Date stamped stamped 57 and some grinding on it. Nothing special at all, but I got it. And Lindström diagonal cutter, side cutter, made from a Baco pattern, exactly the same as a Baco, but Lindström branded. And then onto some different wrenches. We could start with a Mercedes-Benz Matador made Dean pattern wrench, 17 and 19 millimeters. And then OK, Swedish made swivel socket wrench, 13 and 15 millimeters. Decent condition for being an OK item. These OK items often has quite a lot of chrome delamination, and this one also has that. And more rare Swedish brands, Ray, so made by Orenco, 14 and 50 millimeters swivel socket wrench. And Bima, again, Swedish made swivel socket wrench. Quite a lot of chrome missing. And lastly, not an odd Swedish brand, the Baco, older of this chroma finish style, 19 and 18 millimeters. So that was most of the wrenches. And go on to these two screwdrivers. This is a CI Fall large wooden handle screwdriver made in Eskilstuna, and an old Vera with a Vera Elite branding, and also this interesting branding that I don't know anything about. E. Bowden, and also with a shaft imprint. It's nice old Vera. Two hex keys, one Unbraco and one modern Handtools in very good condition. Two scissors. Eskilstuna made, I can't remember what the horseshoe stamp is called. Something like Stålprodukter AB eller någon, or something like that. And classic with the anchor and crown, Eskilstuna made. So the anchor and crown is, but it's a large common Eskilstuna brand, famous for chisels and more. Two Momento, Swedish made sockets with the interesting non-impact. And you can see that on the from the front, they have much thinner wall that this size impact would have. But it's fun that they're an iron oxide finish despite not being impact. And continuing on with all of these sockets, we can go to the 4mm Stalvilla bit socket, 8mm Baco bit socket, 6mm Sandvik Belze bit socket, all of those 1/2 inch. And lastly, a real surprise, a Mac USA 7/16 half-inch bit socket. Neat items. And then we can just do the final bit sockets, I think. Another memento item. Bit socket one this time, with almost all the chrome gone. 19mm hex bit socket. And back to the rare but odd Swedish brands, another okay item. 8mm hex. And continuing on the, here we have some Orenco. So we have a 10mm square half-inch bit socket and a 9mm square half-inch bit socket Orenco. And then we have a Vera 10mm hex bit socket with a old design. And lastly, 4 Gdor ones. These were quite rusty when I got them, but I have cleaned them up. So we have 3/8, 9/32s, 3/8 and 1/4 inch hex sizes in bit sockets. So that was most of the interesting items, I think. I guess I could show off these KS Tools 36mm socket, 12mm impact socket, KS Tools, Ironside 40mm impact socket, and an Ampro 8mm bit socket, hex bit socket. So that was all the latest things. Thanks for watching.